the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What is the deal? It is your boy Marley Bet, and this is Brothas N Bets. Got the MLB show back. We back in full effect after the little technical difficulties last time. So y'all already know when I'm talking MLB, I have the man himself. You're seeing him all over the Twitter sphere, Mr. Picks from Dave. What up, Dave?
What's up, buddy? Glad to be back. Glad your internet stuff's been figured out so we can do a show. Looking forward to it.
Because fucking shit, that shit pissed me the fuck off. I can't even explain it. And of course, the man himself. See the shirt, people? Mr. Moose Money Bets. What up, Moose?
What's going on, Marley, man? How you doing today? Again, just like Dave said, man, it's gonna always be better when that internet's working and you can get people spy on you appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about how pissed I was that day. And fucking Dommy had to run to my show. It wasn't a good look at all. So it's been a while since we did a show. I haven't changed anything. It didn't count the plays from the last time. So we're still real where everybody is. Just counted that day as a fucking wash. So if you won, sorry. If you lost, great. Or just that day.
I went 3-0 that day, but that's okay.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, it's all good. What's fair is fair.
Crushed it that day. Dommy, Dave,
I don't know
what
the fuck happened that day. I have no idea what happened that day.
Well, collectively, I think that day we went like 9-1 or 9-2.
Yeah,
between the three of us.
Oh, that sucks. I had a good day that day too. But
then you just add your total to it. We couldn't tell what you were on though, so that's why I didn't include you in the statistic.
No, it's cool. No, just the day just didn't happen. I'm fine with that. It's all right. I had a good day. We all had a good day. We felt it in our bank accounts. That's the most important thing. So, short slate today. First day of football practice. The season officially starts today. And I'm excited about it. So I'm going to go scream at all these little 8-year-olds. SBO, we got 4 games recovering. I'm not sure if you're going to get that underdog play today.
I got one right here.
Surprise game for us.
I got one too.
I got an underdog if we can get it in before it starts. Yeah.
All right, let's do this game first. We're here. We know it's about to start here in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm going to try to get in and get out really quickly. We are talking about the Orioles and the Phillies. The run line for the Orioles plus 1.5 is at minus 190. The money line, that's why it looks weird. The money line's not on there. I knew something was going on. The money line is at, anybody got that money line for me? I got that plus 100 last I seen it. I can pull up my stats. Somebody get it for me. I'll keep going. Phillies run line minus 1.5 is at plus 165, and their money line is at minus 112. We're looking at a total of 9.5. Plus or minus 105?
Plus
105. So it's gone up since I seen it. Plus 105. On the mound today, we got Creamer Dean. Yeah, that's my guy. He was my guy last year. I haven't rocked with him as much. But anyway, he's not too bad. 10-4, at least that's not what his record says. But I'm not feeling that 4.80 ERA. In his last 3 games, he's went 4, 6, and 7. Last game, he got smacked around a little bit, gave up 5. The previous 2, he only gave up 1, and the other one, he only gave up 1. On the other side, we got Sanchez, who's actually pitched well, but he just can't get the wins. His record's 0-3, but he's 3.06 ERA. He's went 5, 5, and 6 innings in his last 3 outings, giving up 1, giving up 3, giving up 1. And that in those 3 games, 2 no decisions and a loss. Really quick actual factuals before I give it away to the guys. The Orioles, 12-3 straight up in their last 15 games. 4-2 straight up in the last 6 against Philly. 8-1 straight up in the last 9 on the road. Their totals have gone over in 6 of the last 9, but under in 4 of the last 5 when playing on the road against Philly, but over in 5 of the last 5 games played against an opponent in the National League. Philly, 1-4 straight up in the last 5, but 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games at home. 13-2 straight up in the last 15 games against an opponent from the AL. Their totals over in 8 of the last 12, but as I said earlier, under in 4 of the last 5 against Baltimore, under in 4 of the last 5 when playing at home against Baltimore. Moose, I know you have a play on this game, so we're going to start with you. Take it away.
All right. Well, the big thing is the severe righty-lefty splits that Kramer has. When he has been facing left-handed hitters since the 1st of June, Kramer has a 6.63 ERA with a 253 average against and a 620 slug. That is bad. That's not good. And the Phillies are going with 5 lefties in their lineup today. I really like the Phillies team total first 5. I'd be on the full game or I'd be on the Rays as well, but I don't really know what to expect from Sanchez. He's pitched against really good opponents. I mean, you can look at his last start versus the Rays, or not his last start, but a game against the Rays where the Rays were crushing left-handed pitching just like the Orioles are, and he shut them down. He's a soft contact guy that can kind of be difficult even with the team that's hitting hot like the Orioles, but I do like the Phillies side of it. I don't know if I want to trust Sanchez enough to place a bet on the Phillies because if the Orioles do show up and do what they've been doing against left-handed pitching, I don't really want to be on that side. So I like the first 5 Phillies team total over 2.5.
Got you. Dave, you got anything on this?
Yeah, that isn't what I thought. I think he might have switched his bet from what I saw it was, but I'm on the Orioles team total over 2.5 at plus 115, and here's why. And I don't hate that play that the Moose has. The only problem is when you look at Philly, they're not hitting right-handed pitchers that great, but who's hitting left-handed pitchers the best in the league for the past 3 weeks? Past week, break it down any way you want, is the Orioles. Absolutely crushing it. WRC plus, ISO, and slugging percentage. The other thing is Christopher Sanchez had a good game against the Rays, but he gave up 3 runs against the Brewers, against the Padres, against the fucking Mets, who are awful. And then you look at his home and away splits. This guy has a 0.9 ERA on the road, has pitched 2 games, but has a 3.91 ERA at home, much worse at home. You're giving me plus money to have the hottest team against lefties get 3 runs against a guy who's going to go 5 or 6 innings. I guess it's only 5 innings that matters, but Orioles plus money. So that's your plus money bet. So I guess we like the over too.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't trust the Orioles versus Bradley or versus Sanchez.
Yeah.
He's
a left-handed pitcher. But
is that team total 2.5, Dave?
What was that?
That team total, is it 2.5?
2.5, yeah.
Yeah, the thing that about Sanchez is he went against Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay had almost identical type of numbers. They were high OPS, high average, high ISO, high weighted runs created plus, and he went, 6 innings, allowing 1 hit, no runs. And soft contact pitchers can do
Tampa Bay is the worst team the past 3 weeks against left-handed
But this
pitchers.
was before that. This was before the 3-week period. So since then, they've started struggling. But when he faced them, they were red hot against lefties. Because Rosarena was in a streak, and the Lows were doing really well. Yandy Diaz was hitting well during that stretch. And this was before the All-Star break. And Sanchez went out there and shoved. He did really well. And I don't know if I really trust the Orioles as much because he's had some really good games. But I understand the stat is exactly correct.
In the month of June, Tampa Bay was the 25th team. They're bad against lefties, bro. I'm just letting you know.
All right. Well, fair enough. All right. But, I mean, during that stretch, I can tell you, they were
hot as fuck. I remember. Yeah, they were hot.
And Sanchez went in there and shut him down. So that's kind of what I would fear. That's why I like the Philly side of this. I know that they don't hit right-handed pitching, but Kramer has severe splits. And there's plenty of pitchers that I'm locking in on right now that have severe splits. Mitch Keller is another name, that a guy that has severe right-handed, left-handed splits. And your lefty's going up there. Harper, Schwarber, Stotts going up there. Or I'm sorry, not Stotts. Stotts is going up there. So I do like the Philly side of it. And if Dave and I are both on the first half team total overs, then I guess the first 5 over would also be in play here.
Sounds like the first 5 over should be a play if both of you guys like the over.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and it's at 5. I don't like 5.
Do you guys think Philly could be a spot play?
I like the Orioles better than the Phillies in that game, but I'm not betting it. And Moose is on the other side.
I just don't trust it enough. I mean, I would be on the Phillies, but I don't trust Sanchez enough, especially with how well Orioles are hitting left-handed pitching. But you also look at some of the lefties that they have been facing with the rookie pitchers for the Dodgers that have come through, some of the lefties for the Rangers that have been struggling, Martin Perez. So they've been able to see some pretty susceptible lefties.
Except for McClanahan the last time he gave up 5 runs. He got fucked up.
All right. I do not have a play on this one. I was going to make a play on the Phillies, but when I looked at it, kind of with Moose, I couldn't trust it. Something in my gut was just telling me, nah. I was really looking more of a spot play. But I don't know if you remember, last year the Orioles were my guys. I wrote them. I remember the second half of the season. So I have a hard time betting against them, even though I'm not following them as hard as I was last year. Because Creamer was my guy, but I'm not feeling the way Creamer's throwing the ball neither, and I don't trust Suarez enough to bet it, so I stayed away. I do have a play on the next game we're going to cover. I think Moose does too. Talk about the Reds. Talk about the Brewers. Reds run line 1.5 is at -200. Money line is at +100. It's crazy because it wasn't +100 when I bet it. Brewers run line -1.5 is at +170. Their money line is at -110. We're looking at a total of 9 on the mound today. We got Ashcraft, 5.77 ERA, 5-7 overall. For the Reds, Brewers, we got Rev, 5-4 with a 4.64 ERA. Ashcraft's last 3 outings, he went 6 in each, gave up 2, then gave up 1 and 1. For Rhea, in his last 3 outings, he's went 5, 4, and 6, gave up 2, gave up 5, and gave up 2. I went and looked at Ashcraft's numbers, guys, and really over the last month, Ashcraft hasn't pitched bad. His ERA is a little inflated. He had a game that he gave up like 6, I believe. Yeah. And I think that contributed to his ERA being as high as it was. But over the past month, he's actually pitched really well. And the Reds, at least in my opinion, they've been swinging the fucking bats. I always preference my capping by saying, I refer to you guys on this MLB shit. I'm not the best MLB cap, but I damn sure do all right. They're batting .254. They're on a hell of a run right now, win streak, at least 5 games. Their slugging is not the best, but as Moose told me last year, you want to look for something above 400. They're at 416. Meanwhile, the Brewers, they're batting .231, and they're slugging at .375. So their bats aren't just necessarily the best. This isn't, an ace against ace pitching matchup, but I do think the Reds, at least over the last month, have the best pitcher. Clearly, they have the better bats. I like the Reds. I took them on the money line earlier. Dave, you riding with me or against me?
Oh, yeah. This was my free pick video last night. I like the Reds. You look at the teams. First of all, it's the pitching. People want to shit on Graham Ashcraft. Go look at his last 4 games. They've been as good as anyone in the leagues. He's better. He's actually better on the. He's not better on the road. Christian Ray is better on the road than at home. So that's another thing too. And Ray hasn't pitched horrible either. So if I'm looking to checkbox, I'm checkbox for the Red. I'm definitely checkbox against righties this month or the past 3 weeks. And the only reason why I'm saying this month, I'm usually a 2-week guy, is you have all those days off in the middle of July. So I'm just going looking at the stats from the 1st of July till now. And then the Milwaukee Brewers bullpen's just a tad bit better, but I'm leaning a lot heavier to the Reds bats and to Graham Ashcraft. So I'll take a +100 on the Reds. That's an official bet. It's been bet. So
nice. Moose.
Yeah, I'm on the Reds as well. First 5 team total. The one thing I do want to point out about Ashcraft is his velocity has gotten better, and that's why you're seeing his improved numbers. His average velo, I think, went from like 94.1. His last game was averaging 95.7, and that's significant. But you have to look at what his game log is, and not his last start, but the start before that was against the Brewers, and he pitched really well. But if you look inside of the numbers just a little bit, the Brewers actually made more contact than they did swing and miss. They put of the however many pitches it was, the 78 pitches, they made contact with 40 of them, which means they were fouling it off or they were putting it in play. And that means that they were making contact. And with another start this close to the last time, and when you have a team that did make contact, I generally expect them to improve on their at-bats because they were making contact. Now it's just about kind of inputting the data and then repeating the cycle and trying to hone in on maybe something a little bit more specific. So that doesn't play too much into the total, but that does take me away from the side. I do like the Reds' first 5. I don't want to go up against the Brewers' bullpen, which can be very good. Colin Ray is just kind of a guy. He has severe righty-lefty splits, and the Reds are going with a bunch of lefties today. I think they have 6 in the lineup. So, again, I have been targeting lefty-righty splits, and I have found some good results with it, and I'm using it here with the Reds against the Brewers' first 5. Team total over 2.5.
Reds, Brewers, team total. Oh, shit. My bad. I said that wrong. Hold on. Bear with me. Drinking. What was the play?
Reds first 5, team total over 2.5. And to get the prospect, when they've called up prospects in the past, like when they called up De La Cruz, when they called up who was called up before him to hit the game-winning walk-off home run? Preston?
I don't know, but De La Cruz has been just doing something
regardless,
every freaking week.
It seems like whenever they get a player back, like they're either in a run or they start a run. And they're getting what's his name? Encarnacion is coming in, and he's another one of their big-time prospects. So I would not expect another little continued surge of what the Reds are. They're already on a surge. They did beat up on the Giants, who a lot of teams are. But I do like the Reds a little bit for the next few games, maybe next week or so.
Yeah, well, I definitely like them tonight, or at least me and Dave do. So we're riding. Let's 2 games left. Let's keep it going. Let's go here. Cardinals going to Arizona. Take on those D-backs. The Cards run line plus 1.5 is at minus 140. Money line is at plus 145. The D-backs run line minus 1.5 is at plus 120. The money line is at minus 155. And we're looking at a total of 10. On the mound today, we got old man Wainwright, 3-4 with a 7.66 ERA. In his last 3 outings, he's went 4, 6, and 7. 3, 1, and 3. He's given up 4, 6, and 7 in that order. On the other side, the D-backs, we got Nielsen, 6-5, 4.82 ERA. In his last 3 outings, he went 7, 5, and 3, giving up 2, 1, and 7. Now, couple actual factuals really quick. The Cards, 8-4 straight up in their last 12, 5-2 straight up in their last 7 against Arizona, 4-8 straight up in the last 12 games on the road, but 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games when playing on the road against Arizona. D-backs, 2-8 straight up in their last 10 games, 1-6 straight up in the last 7 games when playing at home against St. Louis, 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games against an opponent from the National League. The totals have gone under in 13 of their last 20 games, but over in 5 of the last 5 games against St. Louis. I'm in a conundrum. I want to take the D-backs, but they've been playing awful. But I only want to take the D-backs because I've just been fading old man Wainwright, and it's just been working out so great for me. So, Moose, tell me what to do.
I'm on the Cardinals. So,
You're on the Cardinals.
I'm on the Cardinals. I'm on them pretty good today. I got them team total over 4.5, and I've got them first 5. Here's the deal about Wainwright. Wainwright was pitching injured for way too long. And even when he was when they sent him down for an inflated ERA, his injury, he was adamant. He's like, look, there's not one specific thing. It's just how my body's feeling at this age, and I'm not getting the crispness on any of my pitches. And I'm not seeing the ball come out of my hand the right way. I'm not feeling the ball come out of my hand the right way. And so they, sat him, let him rest, let him recover. And he's thrown a few bullpen sessions, and everything he's been saying coming out of those is my ball's crisp. Hitters are not going to be seeing the same type of release. They're going to see more of what I've been doing the last few years rather than what I was doing this year. I'm buying it. All right. I mean, I will buy a veteran that is coming out and saying, I've got it. There's no need for rehabs. I don't need to go see if I've got it. I like the fact that he's basically saying, I know what I'm supposed to see from my pitches, and I'm seeing it right now. So I like, especially with the Diamondbacks struggling, I like Wainwright tonight. I've got them first 5 on the money line and the run line. And then it's a second bullpen day for the Diamondbacks. They had a bullpen day yesterday. They got a bullpen day again today. That bullpen is not very good in Arizona. So I'm going to take them for the full game team total over. Nelson has pitched well recently, hasn't really given up too many runs, but let's throw the rest of that bullpen into the equation. Team total over 4.5, first 5 money line and run line.
First 5 money line and run line.
Yeah, and the Cardinals are crushing offensively. They're just destroying. And Goldschmidt should be in the lineup. He was sat yesterday. He should be in the lineup today. And they got screwed over the weekend by the umpires. I mean, multiple calls that really got. So, not factoring that in. I just wanted to say that.
All right, Dave, you got anything?
No, next game.
Am I crazy for one over, Moose?
I'm not interested in it. I there wasn't a listed pitcher, and Wainwright, and whatever.
So I thought they were going to call up somebody. I mean, I thought the Diamondbacks were going to make a call up. Yeah, I'd say the over would be more likely than the under, just because you look at that Cardinals bullpen. They have not been great, but you also look at the record for the Diamondbacks first 5 and the Cardinals first 5. Cardinals 6-3-1, Diamondbacks 3-6-1 the last first 5. So I'm locking in on the first 5. I'm not trying to involve the bullpens, but if you're going to involve the bullpens, the over is the only way to look. It could be a first 5 under with a full game over.
Gotcha. Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad I didn't make a move because I was trying to tell you I wanted this game all day, but I couldn't get a line for it. So, because I've been fading Wainwright. I know this is first game back after the injury, right? So
yeah, well, the inflated ERA was his injury. He didn't really have anything specific. He was pitching terribly. The ball wasn't coming out of his hand right. So he tried to work through it. He tried to make adjustments on the fly. Like a lot of veterans will try to do, but ultimately said, yeah, I got to take some time off. I got to work on some things. I got to get my body right. And he's a guy that in the World Baseball Classic, a veteran, how much did that factor into the whole issue of his normal offseason conditioning? I think it played a role. I'm a guy I work in that development field. And if you change the schedule for when somebody's supposed to be ready, that can really mess with their whole timeline of how they're expected to, the hurdles they're supposed to have and the goals they're supposed to hit as they're progressing along. That can mess up things. So I believe Wainwright's going to turn around here. I will bet it tonight. If I'm successful with it, you best believe I'll be right back at it next time around.
All right, cool. Last game on the docket, fellas, before we get up out of here. Talk about the Blue Jays. And we're talking about those goddamn Dodgers. Blue Jays run line plus 1.5 is at minus 180. The money line is at 103. Dodgers run line minus 1.5 is at plus 160. The money line is at minus 113. We're looking at a total of 9.5 on the mound today. We got Berrios, 8-7, 3.39 ERA, 1.16 whip. And we got Michael Grove, 2-2 with a 6.40 ERA. It's not good at all. I already know you guys play. We talked about it earlier. So I don't know if I told you guys my play. We're opposite of each other. Obviously, I'm on the total. I like the over. I based that off Michael Grove, and the Dodgers bullpen has been terrible. And I don't know the number because I haven't looked it up. But the games that I've been watching, and I've seen the bullpen come in and just blow it. And their bats they're okay. I think they're like around 250. I can go look it up. I can pull it up real quick. I think last I checked, it was like 248. It was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, 248. They're slugging 456. Toronto's at 2.61 average, and they're slugging over 400. They're at 417. I look at the Dodgers' last 5 games. Each and every game has went over 9.5. It's just what they do. They're trying to outslug people. Their bullpen just doesn't allow them to go under. So that's why I took that. You guys, you're the baseball experts. Go ahead and take it away. Dave, I'm pretty sure you're up.
I think it's recency bias over maybe the games you were watching, because the Dodgers bullpen's actually been the best in baseball since the All-Star break. But
maybe it could be.
Well, it could be a game that you're watching, like yesterday, where you have the Dodgers team total over 4.5. They hit a grand slam in the top of the first. They don't score another run the whole goddamn rest of the game.
The whole game.
So I mean, you're seeing them get smashed. But this is why I'm on the under. Both teams traveled. That's number 1. 2, you have that weird Sunday to Monday thing. That's a thing. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing. You have the Dodgers bullpen. You have the Dodgers, even though they've been scoring a lot of runs, fall off the face of the planet in that game. And you have Berrios pitching well on the road. Grove isn't good. There's too many tick marks for me for the under. Here's the deal. Can this game be 10-11? Absolutely. These two teams, the thing that's on your side, Marley, is these are 2 of the best hitting teams since the All-Star break or in the month of July as far as run creation and power and all of that. It's just I think there's more to the over or to the under. And now that I can get a 9.5 instead of a 9, I like the hook. I'm on the under. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Moves.
I like the under. I do. It's Berrios has been fantastic, but let me talk about the things that Dave hasn't talked about, because I agree with everything Dave just said with the other points about the under. Michael Grove does have severe splits. He versus right-handed hitters in 27 innings has given up 30 hits. In 24 innings, he's given up 33 hits to lefties. He has a 1.86 whip versus lefties and a 1.26 whip versus righties. And if you look at his numbers, he actually hasn't done too terribly. 242 average versus right-handed hitters since the 1st of June. It's the lefties that have gotten. What do the Blue Jays not have in their lineup? They don't have a lot of lefties. In their lineup, they got Varsho, Cabin Biggio, and I forget who the other guy is, but they're not lefties that you really concern yourself with. Blue Jays also traveling having the long distance road trip over to Seattle and then down south Sunday to Monday. I do like the under here. I'm not playing it. These are 2 teams that have just been crushing right-handed pitching. You look at their numbers. The Dodgers 157 weighted runs created plus, and the Blue Jays 117 weighted runs created plus. I do think that the under is the play, but because of how well these lineups have been hitting recently, I'm just going to stay off. Dave already talked about the Dodgers bullpen. The Blue Jays bullpen, hit or miss, very inconsistent. But we didn't see the back end of the Dodgers bullpen during those blowouts versus the Rangers series, which is what that creates that recency bias, because you didn't see many of their closers. You didn't see many of their setup guys. I mean, Gratterall, I think, got in one of the games. So I do think this is more of an under spot than an over spot, but I understand why you'd be on an over. But I was looking at that under all day, and I couldn't pull the trigger, so I stayed off.
I got you. I'm still on it. I still take it, despite everything you guys said. Those bats, I feel good about. But hey, I'm not the baseball expert, so it's all good. But I did take it. That's it, fellas. That's all we got today. Quick.
You guys want the surprise bet that'll blow your guys' minds?
I forgot about it. Go ahead.
Blow your minds. Okay, so I'm just looking at the odds. I don't think it's something you can bet with as good of odds as I got it. Let me look at one more thing. It is a parlay. It's a 2-leg parlay. I've been doing that with player props. What is his alt line? 6.5. Yeah, so you could still do this and get a plus money. I got it way better. So we all know how badly or how great I love Patrick Corbin last year. I haven't bet on him or his team. That's not true. I bet the Nationals one time for something when he was pitching earlier. I'm on his K prop. I dropped it down to 4.5. It was at minus 173 at the time. Reason why is the Rockies. Is that who they're playing?
Yeah, the Rockies.
Worst team. They're striking out against lefties at almost a third, 33%. Their walk rate's at 7. They're horrible. And Patrick Corbin should be good for 5. I tagged that up with Yu Darvish over 6.5, and I get plus 158 if that bet hits. And obviously Darvish is the man. So
there's no way that's hitting because I'm pretty sure Corbin has heard about what you've said about him.
Well, probably. I'm screwed now. But
I shouldn't have said anything.
I shouldn't have. But the Rockies are the. I'm going to say this. If you have a guy, there's almost no way you shouldn't be taking a strikeout prop when one of the teams for a month has been over 30% striking out against lefties or righties or whatever it is. So
yeah, that was a tough game. That was a weird game. The Nationals Rockies game was a weird game. I definitely thought about backing Corbin, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I can't ride with Corbin.
No, I blew my. I'm totally. Aren't you? I mean, mind blown.
Yeah,
more perplexed than mind blown.
Yeah,
that's insane that you would do that.
I did it.
Nope, I'm on the Reds. I'm on the Blue Jays. Sit for me. Sit for me. I can't do it. I won't even count that parlay.
No. Don't even put it in. I do not want you to put it in. It's disgusting.
I won't.
I did it.
But do I got that right though? Orioles first 5 team total over
2.5 red line. Yep, that's right. Yep, under for the Blue Dodgers game.
I didn't put under, but it should have been under.
That's right.
We'll put it at the end there. Moose Man, this is what I have thus far for you, sir. First 5 team total over in the Philly game plus 2.5. Reds first 5 team total over at 2.5. Cards first 5 Cardinals. First 5 run line, money line, and team total for the full game at 4.5. And that all correct? Am I leaving out anything?
Hey, I'm a sucker for good veteran pitchers that are telling me their ball looks correct. So maybe Ash just that one.
Oh, I did.
The pitch. This pitching coach trusts veteran pitchers that say the ball's coming out of their hands right. So
I trust you enough to stay off of it, but I gotta see it because I've been fading Wainwright all season.
I'm pretty sure I saw a lot of money. I saw a lot of bets going on the Diamondbacks, but I think most of the money is going on the Cardinals. So I think there's a lot of people that are banking on Wainwright to rebound. Because why else would he be coming back at this point when the Cardinals are maybe potentially sellers? You know, the only reason he'd be coming back is because he's like, hey, I can contribute here, and I think we can make a push here, and I want to make sure that I'm contributing.
Yeah, sometimes you can't trust the athletes when they come here. They always think.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, and that's what might happen at the end of the day.
Could be, but you talk me off of it. I only got 2 plays for you guys. I'm on the Reds money line. I'm on the Dodgers and Blue Jays over 9.5. And man, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, but it hasn't lost yet. And that's the hoodoo play of the day. We're on the Reds. We're on the money line. That is the hoodoo play of the day. We're rocking with Ashcraft and the hot bats. Let's get it. Dave, tell the people where they can find you at, sir.
And I got a person at the door, so I'm going to make this quick. Picks from Dave, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Got a show on Thursday nights on PSR. It's called The Unmuted Mic. I'll be here whenever Marley wants me. And shout out to everyone. Moose, Marley, love you guys. Got to go.
All right, brother. Take care. Moose, tell the people they can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me where it says, right down here. You can find me on Twitter at Moose Money Bets. You can follow me for Moose stuff.
Yeah. And your boy at Marley Bets. Follow me right here at Brothas N Bets. Y'all already know what it is, man. I can't say like yesterday. Well, I tore their ass up yesterday, but I ain't posting nothing on Twitter. I got to get better at that. But like today, gonna smack their ass up. And then like tomorrow, we gonna smack their ass up. Y'all already know what it is, man. Let's beat Vegas. And we out this motherfucker.
no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon'